Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on Ethereum. We're going to do a full update on Ethereum. We'll talk ETF flows. We'll talk about some other news. Ethereum is going to get quite a major upgrade in some time. I think next week actually. So we'll talk about that a little bit. That's a bullish upgrade. And then we'll talk about the technicals. Obviously, everything we'll talk about in regards to Ethereum, the technicals matter most. I mean, like I said, fundamentally that Fusaka upgrade that we have in 7 days, that's bullish, right? I mean, that's bullish. And that will also start some more burns for Ethereum. I need to read into this a little bit more, to be fair. But this is all great. This sounds great, but ultimately, whenever you have good news, something that almost matters more than the good news or the news itself is how the price reacts to that, right? And at this point of time, what we can see if we look at Ethereum specifically is that there is bullish momentum as expected, right? But ETH BTC, so the relative strength of Ethereum against Bitcoin, is not that strong. It's at support, right? I mean, ETH BTC is also not trending down anymore. It's technically still in the downtrend, but it has stopped that downtrend on the lower time frames. So that's positive, but no longer trending down is obviously not trending up. So there's definitely some positive signs, but ultimately when we talk about Ethereum, and this is also something I mentioned in my video in my middle of the day market update yesterday, it's not more interesting right now than Bitcoin or XRP, which I would say the other two major cryptos at this point of time are. So that is in regards to the Fusaka upgrade. I will still keep you updated on that, or at least I will still make a little bit more of a bigger review of that and what to expect from that. When we're talking ETF inflows for Ethereum, we obviously had ETF inflows, I think Monday and Tuesday. That was good. We had inflows again yesterday. So now you can see that Friday last week into the first 3 days this week, we have ETF inflows. We have ETF flows coming in, which is a significant change from the from basically October. October was the last time we had some serious inflows. These are not serious inflows, but at least they're inflows again, right? So you can actually see institutions or at least buyers stepping in. That is also visible through some other measures, but I don't want to take up too much time with this video, so we will not talk about that too much. But you can see the funding rate is quite negative, and there's some absorption going on. So those are also signs of buyers stepping in. So that is also very bullish. Yesterday we had some momentum coming in. You can see that with the momentum initiative candle. The one thing though that is true is that Ethereum has quite a lot of strength or quite a lot of strong resistance quite close to the price. And that's not amazing. That's also a significant difference between Ethereum and XRP and Bitcoin. XRP and Bitcoin have a little bit more room to the upside where they don't instantly meet a lot of resistance. Now what we've seen from Ethereum is that, okay, we do have some bullish fundamentals, as we spoke about in this video. And we have some recovery here as well. However, the bullish momentum that we had yesterday was very leverage driven. You can see a lot of leverage came in. The volume was relatively low, and we have major resistance between 3080 and 3180. I think the current market conditions with Thanksgiving starting and with the momentum we have in the markets, I do think it is most likely we will continue this, whatever you want to call it, uptrend maybe on the 4-hour time frame. I do think we'll be able to continue that, right? So do something like this. But for now, I think the upside is capped at that zone between 3080 and 3200 ultimately. 3200 is the monthly point of control and also the point of control of this previous range we had in the middle of November. So very strong resistance levels. I think this bullish momentum that we have seen over the course of this week will cease there. Can we break above that? It is a possibility, but I think we need to see the reaction to that level first before I will claim that. I mean, right now, there just isn't that much momentum that I can just say and that it would be responsible for me to say I think we're going to break above that. I think it's more likely that we'll see something like this. Okay, so be aware of that. I'll keep you updated on this, of course, but for now, I think that is what you need to know going into today, going into the end of the week and the weekend. The end of the week will kind of be like the weekend because the markets are closed today. in the United States at least, and tomorrow in the second half of the day they will be closed as well. So make sure you know that liquidity is going to drop down, volatility is going to increase. But yeah, ultimately with that in mind, I would expect this. So those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching, everybody. Take care and bye.